guys, it's Kali here with Kalis.com, where we love to teach you the love of floral design and of course teach you step by step how to make floral design really easy for you. And one of the things of course we love to make is wreaths, and when you are working with this type of base here, it's kind of like a starburst of they can be grapevine. This is actually angel vine, so it's nice and lightweight and very forgiving, but sometimes these are a little bit intimidating to work with, so we're going to do a really simple project to show you how to work with this kind of base. So come on in, say hello, of course, if you're in the comments, wherever you're watching. And don't forget to go to textkali.com to get on our text list. If you subscribe also to our pages and follow us, you will also get updates when we go live on the different platforms. From there, or that's the really good thing about Text Kali, I'm able to give you updates. Now, you can see I just took this greenery off the stem. This is like a nice lightweight greenery, and the most important thing for these kind of wreaths is this greenery looks good going both ways. So the underside of the leaf needs to be pretty because you will be seeing it. And that's a little bit thing you might not think about when you look at your florals, but the underside needs to be nice. And I really look for that when I'm shopping for us for supplies that we carry on the website at Kalis.com. I like for you to have things that are going to work all the time. So you're going to need a greenery. Then I'm going to use like a filler flower for this project. It's a nice little flower, but it also has a great greenery. It's a pretty sizable bush. So I've got that, and then I'm going to need a major flower, like a sunflower, and these are probably about 5-inch heads, 4-inch heads. They're not really, really huge. I'm going to need a couple of those, and of course my ribbons. Now my theme for this one is sunflowers and summer. It's a great project for spring and summer, but really summer. So we're going to use a sunflower ribbon and then a contrasting, complementing actually, yellow that's going to work well together. So we're going to start off by tying our bow first so we get that done. So I'm going to put this over to the side. And we're going to tie this bow with these two ribbons here. And I'm going to use my bow maker. So let me grab it right here. And basically you make your choice on which ribbon you want to dominate. And I want it to be the sunflower. I want it to be the majority of the color I see in the bow. So I'm going to go with a 16-inch tail. So you can measure that right on your bow maker. Bring it into the center, and then you just twist. One hand forward, one hand back, and I bring this coming down. Now this first loop is going to be at 5.5 inches. This is not a big base, so we're going to keep it really simple. 5.5, and I twist again. 5.5 over here, and I twist. Nice! 5.5 here. We're going to do 2 on each side. You can see I'm going to fluff it out. Just fluff it out right as I'm going and scrunch that down. Spread these apart. Beautiful. Get these tails matched up, and I'll cut these at opposite angles to each other. Now it's time to bring in the yellow. So we got this really nice yellow, and it's this neat fabric. It's got a great little touch to it where it's just got a nice feeling. I don't know how to describe it really, but it's not printed on the same as this, so the two together is just a great combination. So I'm going to cut this at the same angle as the other tail and make it a little bit shorter. And I'm going to twist, and we'll just put this one really, a really nice little pop of it. We were at 5.5, so let's go 5. 5 inches on this one, twist in the center, 5 inches here, and scrunch. And we'll just take these and trim them at opposite angles. Isn't that beautiful? And it's a really simple bow. This is a 2-1 recipe. And make sure you check out our Wednesday videos. Wednesday videos are all about bows. So, or if you catch us on a live stream, just go to textkali.com and I'll text you when we're live, and you can come join us for bow making. We go more in depth on this process. My bow maker off to the side. I'm going to take and just rotate this to the back, and we'll fluff it up. Get it exactly where we want it all. And in design school, we have many, many bow recipes that you can follow from different projects. You know, our class opens twice a year, so you can get on the wait list at, you can head over to KalisDesignSchool.com, and there's a wait list waiting for you. But if you get on the text list, I can send you all that info too if you need it. That's just easier. Either way works. Now the last thing in the center here is that sunflower ribbon. I'm going to bring back a little pop of it. So I just cut a little strip, and what I like to do is just fold this on its side. So I just kind of create a little story with it, and I think the center of the sunflower would look really cute right in the center of the bow. So just use your ribbon to do that little detail. I love that. Pop a little knot in there. Give it a twist. If you can get 2 in, that's ideal. If it's too small of an area, that's okay. You can go with 1. Trim the tail off and you're good to go. And there's our really simple 2-1 bow. But we're going to need that when we're creating the wreath, okay? Bring the wreath back over. And these simple Saturday videos, I like to keep them at 30 minutes or less. So we'll have to hustle. We're going to have to hustle because it's going to take a little time. But hey, we already cut up our greenery. Remember, we did that at the beginning. So what you might want to do is just start by laying this out. And I'm going to put my greenery going with the flow of the wreath. This definitely has one flow. If you tried to go this way, the eye would be so confused. No. Okay, that's something I would be teaching you in class. We have to have a flow. So we definitely have a direction working. So I'm just going to lay these out to start. And don't be afraid to do this. Lay out your pattern. And you want to go out into the vine. I'm going to get it laid out where these are equally distributed around my wreath. Okay, so you can see I've got them just laid on there. Now, let's do the same thing. Then we'll start gluing in a second. Oh, I've got one little piece that must have came off one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go right here. I'll put it back in with that one. So now I'm going to take this one and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to break it apart, and I just can pull this bush. It's no big deal. Or you can cut it. And when you pull this one, it breaks into all these nice little pieces. And we'll just take and trim these pretty short. I'm going to cut them. Trim them real good. There we go. Wonderful. Throw these out. And let's take and position these now. So you're going to have a greenery, and maybe we're going to have 2 of these. Let's see if there's enough to put 2 of these in between each greenery. Oh, see it starting to come alive? How cute is this? I think there is. Okay, so we haven't done anything but just start to lay out our wreath and see how it's going to shape up. How cute is that going to be? Now I want you to think about where you're going to put your bow. I'm thinking right about here would be really super cute. So if you need to, let's say you're short a little bit of materials, you know you don't need a whole bunch right behind the bow. You can position those to leave a little space. So you can use that as a little cheat if you need it. Now I'm going to grab my glue pot and bring that over. The glue pot is basically, the one I use is just an electric skillet that I put glue in. It's a cooking skillet. I do a lot of course, wreath making, so I don't go with something little. I need something big. In my world. The other thing I'm going to need to cover up mechanics is Spanish moss. So this is my bucket of Spanish moss that I use all the time. We're going to use that right next to us here. Okay? And we're just going to start working our way around. What I'm going to do is work from one point and just go all the way around the perimeter. So I'm just going to push it in and kind of hide mechanics if I can with just a pop of moss. I mean, just a little, guys. We're just going to put that on the glue so nobody knows what's happening. Okay? All right, there's that one. And this is what you're going to do. Work your way around. I'm going around. Sing yourself a song or a dozen like I would normally be doing. Sometimes I just break out in random song. Because that's what my brain thinks we should do. I'm in agreement with my brain. And I'm going to shake hands with it. You guys hear me say that. If you're in class, you hear me talk about it. I'm going to go under here. Very nice. Let's spread those out. How pretty is that? And you just kind of keep rotating. And I like to cover, the reason I cover this now is that glue's hot. We don't want to come back and mess with it. Just rock and roll right now. All right, we're going to spread out our greenery, shake hands with it. We'll put it next. You can see we're going to rotate right around. So I don't want you to be intimidated by these bases, y'all. Get on the text list because I try to give you nuggets of wisdom. You know, whether you can join our class right now or you need to wait till later when it's open. I still want you to have success, and I want you to be inspired to play with this stuff. And it's really fun to create beautiful things. Look how cute. Look how cute this is, and so wispy. Don't be afraid to bring some of the vine up too and work it in a little bit. We haven't done that a whole lot down here, but we want dimension always on our pieces. All right, now I'm going to put this one. That one's going to go over there in a second. Working my way around. So stinking cute. So cute. I love this. Push that one in. And let's put a little glue on it. And we'll go with this one. This is the one that little piece came off. A little bit of greenery. I like that you can kind of move these around. Sometimes with some of the different these wreath bases, you may not be able to pop them up as much, but this one we have available at onclees.com, where you can add that nice dimension. All right, just a couple more to go. We're almost around. And you can just slide it on your table, just rotate it around, and make sure going into this wired base right here, there's not enough support to go out into the perimeter. You've got to stay into the heavier grapevine right here. Okay, I'm gonna push that one right here. Okay, let's go ahead and shake hands a little bit with those. Hello, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. So cute. I always hit my sign. I always hit it. I try not to, but I hit it. Okay, once it's all put together, we're ready to put our bow on, which we're going to use down here. I really think it looks precious right there. Oh, that's cute. I love that. Let me move our moss out of the way. If we need any more, we can grab it in a second. We need a little space here, table. I had my girlfriend Betty make this table, and you would have thought I had it big enough, but should have known. I always like it bigger and better. So just grab one of those little wires that's on here, and you're going to just shoot this through there. We made that bow with a cable tie, so it's going to be nice and strong to be able to go through there. And then we'll take and tighten it up right onto the frame there where the wire is. Now, you're not done. You have to fluff that bow and make it really pretty, of course. Let our tails come. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? That's so cute. And I'm going to curl these up. But this is perfect for summer. Now, it's up to you if you want to add anything else. But I thought it'd be really cute to pop a few sunflowers in around the bow. And you can do that too. But how cute this. If you're a beginning wreath maker, this kind of wreath is kind of like a quick win. Really easy to work with. And yet the price point can stay low if you're a reseller. Can you think of all the wins here that you could have with this one design? I hope you can think of them. So this little bush, it comes with the leaves separate, and it's up to you whether you want to use them. I think I'm going to just go with some of the flowers. Cut off a couple of flowers. And just simply pop them in. I'm going to give it a little bit of a bend. So we don't want anything boring over here. My sign. I need to just let it be, but you know, it bugs me if it looks crooked. Okay, take it for a little swim in the glue, and I'm going to pop this one in above the bow. And once again, make sure you're going into that frame, because we need it to be strong and they're holding it. Yep, there we go. There's one going in. How about one more in that same little area? Maybe a couple. Coming out the top. Maybe we can have a couple coming out the bottom too. Maybe we can play with it. Let's see. Got a couple more on that bush. Oh, how cute is that? Yeah, how about one coming out the bottom, two at the top? Okay, that's pretty. Here comes one more. All right, here's this one. Have fun. Let's put him popping out the bottom. Come on out the bottom, baby. I'm trying to get under that wire. Now, if you get any glue, you have to do the same thing. Come back with just a touch of the moss in there. Y'all, the last step you'll want to do is add a hanger. Just pop some wire on the back to add a hanger But look, this is just a simple summertime wreath. And we made it all by ourselves. I think it came out great. I can't wait to see what you make. I am excited to make with you a really fun and simple centerpiece using a charger plate. We picked this plate up at our local Hobby Lobby, but you can get these from any store. And this one's plastic. And I'm going to show you how to make the easiest centerpiece ever. So we're going to start off with a bow. That's our first step to this design. And we're going to be using some eucalyptus, some sunflowers, some leaves from the sunflowers, and 2 ribbons. So I'm going to scoot these back just a little bit. We're going to tie our bow first. This bow we're going to do today for this design is basically a 2-1 recipe. And we don't want to have the tails too long because this is a charger plate. It's not gigantic. So I'm going to cut this at an angle. And the tails, when I say that, guys, I'm referring to the tail of the ribbon. You know what? Let's go ahead and dovetail it. Takes just a second longer. So fold it and cut from the fold down to the tips, and you'll get a double tail like that, and that's called a dovetail. I'm going to go about 6.5 inches, put it in the center, and twist. We'll have that tail go up. And our loops, we're going to go small, so 5.5, twist. 5.5 on this side. If you do not have an easy bow maker, guys, just let me know. We'll have an affiliate link. Be happy to provide you with that so you can grab one. So you'll have one for yourself to use. 5.5 on this other side, and scrunch it down, and you'll have a tail going up and a tail going down. Okay, and I'm going to cut that straight and then dovetail it the same way. Just fold it and cut from the fold down to the tips. Yeah, super cute. Step 1 is good. Now, if you guys are not in our design school yet, you can get on our text list and we'll text you anytime we're going live and let you know when we have new videos, new blog posts, and all that. So you can go to textcali.com or you can text us the word live to 832-734-5201. If you do want to get on the wait list for design school, you can also just text us the word link. We'll send you a link for that also. We just try to keep it easy. Live for live alerts, link for the wait list. Okay, look how fun that is. Now, all I've done is I've done 2 loops, 2 tails. Okay, this is a funky bow we're making. Now I'm going to come back with that cute little sunflower ribbon, and we'll put that on next. Sit there, sunflowers, and I just want to do this with... we're just going to have 1 loop of this on either side. So that tail's going up. I want it to be just a little shorter. Come to the center and twist. And we were at 5.5, so we're just going to go 5 inches right here. 5 inches and twist. 5 inches on this other side. And scrunch it so you have a tail up, a tail going down. You're going to trim these and cut them, still dovetailing. And we're going to do the same thing. I got to cut down, guys. All right, and now I'm going to put one on the other side. Crisscross it, same length. So you have 2 tails up and 2 tails down. All right. My Kaya's come in. Hey, Kaya, what you need? You going to the car? All right, yeah, well, I'll beat you out in just a second. Kaya's heading to volleyball practice, y'all. So tails are up and tails are down. Now, what I want to do is come in and grab this with a cable tie right in the center, and we're going to put a floral pin in the back so we can push this into our floral foam and our arrangement. So the trickiest part is making the bow, and the rest of this is going to come together quickly. I'm going to put a little pressure on top and just bring that to the center. Now you need to fluff this bow the way you want it. So those tails got to go up and down. And I can scoot this dude out of our way. Okay. Tails up and down, and rotate the loops. So the fluffing part of the bow making process is super important, because that way you get everybody where you want them. So we got our cute sunflower on top of our black and white check, which just goes so good with our charger plate. Now this is my floral pin, and that's how I'm going to pin it into my foam. And you're going to understand that in just a second. Oh, don't put it through your ribbon though. Okay, I'm going to rotate that around and get that tight. Trim that off. Now we're going to go through the center with a little piece of the sunflower ribbon. So just take a little strip of the ribbon, take and fold it, and run it right through the center. And I'm going to take that around and this down. And we'll do a little knot in there. And then the hardest part of the design is done. It is the bow. You got to bring that little pin up because that's how we're going to pin it in. Okay. Whoop, don't cut it. Don't cut it twice. All right, bow is ready. Now bring the charger plate back over. Let me bring my glue pot over here so we don't have to go far with it. And I think you're going to be amazed how quickly this starts to rock and roll. Got my baby glue pot here ready to rock and roll with y'all. Now, we're going to make this design over to the side, and I'm keeping it a surprise why till the very end. I want you to be surprised. Now, you're going to need a little bit of Gorilla Glue, which I just put back up here. Here it is. I find Gorilla Glue helps on slick surfaces like this, so I'm going to put that below the hot glue. So we're going to pop in. This is a plastic plate. The hot glue should work, but I like a little Gorilla Glue also. So I just put a little on the left side. Now, dip your little piece of foam into the glue pot, scrape it off so you don't have too much, and now just press that right down. So it's off to the side, okay? And this side is open and ready to rock and roll. Okay, and before we do anything, let's get some of these leaves put in. And you can push these right into the foam, or you can even take here where some of that hot glue just got squished out and push it in there too. I'm going to grab a couple of those floral pins, my little bucket of floral pins. And we're going to push a few of these in just to hold these. And these are going to kind of go at the base so you get the pretty green going off to the sides. And I'm just going to grab a little of the actual leaf here and pin it in. There it goes. Oh, that one didn't grab enough glue. So let me pin this one too. So I'm just taking a pin, putting a little glue on it over here at the glue pot, and then I'm just pushing it into the edge. Okay, so we got 3 pieces in position here. Let's have a couple on the other side. How many more leaves do I have? I have 2. I could steal this one off here. Now, these are all pieces left from a project we did in design school recently, and I have a few pieces left, and so this is just a quick and easy way to use them. Okay, so I put a little glue, I push that in. And I'm going to put the bigger ones at the bottom. And I'm just kind of overlapping. And it gives us a nice pretty green on the bottom to kind of break up all the check. Because we have check in our ribbon too. Alright, let's put this one over here. And I'm leaving that hole open for a special treat. I can't wait to show you. Alright, before you get too excited, our foam's on, glued on, our leaves are on. Okay, next step, get that bow in. So grab the bow we just made, and we're going to put a little glue on it. Now, I want the bow to open up to this section right here. Oh, cute already. We haven't done hardly anything. Put a little glue on those pins before you push them in. Oh my God, how cute. Now really fluff this dude up in there, leaving this side open, and get those tails looking good. Now, if you need to come back in and trim any of the tails, like if one's a little longer or anything like that, you can definitely do that. Now, it's time to go to town with our sunflowers, and that means I'm going to take the largest one here, and I'm going to trim where that leaf was. We're going to take that off, and I'm just going to bend him a little bit and let this guy go kind of in here towards the front. Let it pop up a little. Cute is that? Just coming right out of the bow. Super cute. Let me bring it down a little bit. Now let's put this one behind in the back, right here on the other side. So a couple of sunflowers just coming out of the bow, reaching out, saying hi. Here's the cute little bud. And I think I'm going to use the bud more just right over here to the other side. Look at that. How cute is that? Watch your ribbon when you get down here, because if you hit it, it's not going to go in. Let me bring that tail around. So I've got a bud, a main stem. Look at cute. Cute, easy. Now, eucalyptus is always super popular, always trending for the last several years. And this is the bigger leaf eucalyptus, silver dollar eucalyptus. It's got a pretty little bud on it. I'm going to take and cut these down to where they're little shorter pieces. And we're just going to start tucking this in around the bow. I'll use a couple little long ones to kind of come out from the base. So just come underneath and tuck this in. So we're going to try to cover up our foam the best we can. Oh yeah, that looks pretty with that one. How about a longer one the other way? And then we're going to need all these little pieces in and around. This one over here. Oh, I got wild. I knocked my sign. You know, I get excited, get wild. Now, let's come in more towards the top of the bow. Yes. And I just thought these are precious for little luncheons, simple things. You know, there's going to be teacher appreciation coming up, and you want to decorate all the tables, but you have like a tighter budget. We're talking 3 flowers. So with one of these flower bushes, I could make 3 arrangements. I could make several arrangements with one of these greenery bushes, because I'm not using but 3 pieces. And you can see I'm just filling all that in. Really, really easy. And I'm making this to sit on a table, so I'm going to just make sure it looks really good from the top. How cute. I'm going to put one more over here. All right, best of all is I want to show you the surprise at the end. I'm going to show you what's so cute. Let me put this one here. So I'm just wiggling around all the different directions. I'm pushing it in without hitting the... There's some leaves under there where we put the sunflower leaves. Now make sure that bow is popping out, but you still have this side of the charger open. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Surprise, surprise. Because you know what's super cute? Is take a little battery operated candle and just run that right up beside your arrangement. And boom, it's so cute. Super simple arrangement for summertime, picnics, teacher appreciation, all that. All that done on a really inexpensive charger. I can't wait to see yours. Make sure you follow me, like, subscribe, and come back for more fun projects like this. I know you can do it when Reno's. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us, and of course, don't miss any info we've got for you over at our website, Khalees.com. We'd love for you to go check out our video library. Today we're going to be making a everyday wreath that you can easily switch out for different seasons. We're going to make this killer base. As you can see, this is a pre-made base. Let me flip it over and show you the back. It's basically in the beautiful shape of an oval, and all of this comes attached to this lovely, strong wire base. So, yes, you can hang this on the door just as it is, but I'm going to show you how to take this up to the next level and how you can save some money by starting with a pre-made base and making your own. So, what we're going to do is, this is, I think, about a 26-inch long oval, but we're going to add it to a, this is an 18-inch wreath base. Okay, and we're going to lay the oval just right on top, and now I'm going to spread it out. Now, I had already fluffed the wreath base to begin with, so I've kind of got a good shape. The reason we're doing this is I'm trying to get like a beefier base so we can add things to this during different times of the year. So this is a great way to make wreaths to pop, fill up your Etsy shop to sell, or if you want to just make them for yourself, this is a great way to have something neutral you can change for other seasons. So what I'm going to do here is pop in some zip ties. These are zip ties. I usually call them cable ties. You can get these in different colors. This is a kind of a white one. I am not going all the way through the back. I am just kind of grabbing a couple of pieces of the grapevine and getting that nice and tight. And then I'm going to trim that off. I would recommend at least 3 points of connection, if not maybe 4, just to be safe. Okay, and I'm just going to go, I think I'm going to do 3. So 1, 2, and then 3 over there. That should be enough. If you feel like your wreath needs more, like you need to pull it over and you need another one, you can always add as many as you want. You got to have this going the right way, though, or the zip tie doesn't work, guys. All right, I'm going to pull that really tight. So that's 2 in. Okay, and now I'm going to come in with the 3rd one right over here. Just move the florals out of your way. Oh, this is a perfect one to grab. I'm just going to pull this, and I'm going to get 2 or 3 pieces of grapevine underneath and just cinch this really tight. Okay, trim off that cable tie, and we're good to go. Now, our next step is to come in and all those places where we attach this to our base, we're going to cover with Spanish moss. So today we're using our dark green Spanish moss, and you're just going to take it and ball it up into smaller pieces like this. I just do a little ball, and we're going to take a little bit of glue from our glue skillet on my bamboo stick, and I'm just going to pop that in. All right. And I'll pop this in here, just going over it to cover it. Make sure that covers your mechanics well. That one's not one to stick. There you go, buddy. Now one more up here at the top. You might need more or less of this depending how much cable tie is showing. I kind of did that one like a little longer shaped. And we'll pop that one in. Okay, and that's just sticking down. Now, next step is we have to take take time and shake hands. In design school, when you fluff something out, I call it shake hands with it. Get to know it, y'all. I think it's separated out here. Y'all, if you want to get on our wait list for our design school when it opens again, you can head over to Cleese.com. Just click on design school or go directly to Cleese Design School. Now, anytime you get a pre-made wreath on a wire base and you want to beef it up and add that more natural woodsy look, you take and you use 3 cable ties and put it on a grapevine base. That easy. Now, get ready because this is where the drama is going to happen. Before I show you too much, let's make our bow first because I would like to tease you like that. All right, let's get out our easy bow maker and our ribbon. Now, I said this is a year-round wreath, so our bow we're going to pick is pretty neutral. So let me bring my bow maker out, set this guy up over here. He's looking really cute. And we're going to make just a simple bow for this project. Just boot out of your way any of that little bits of moss. Okay. So I'm going to start off with about a 20-inch tail. So I'm going to measure that the length of the bow maker, come right to the center and twist it. Okay. And this is expandable jute ribbon. So it is just a beautiful medium because you can take and extend it out. And I'll show you how you can work with it. Okay. Right now I'm not expanding it at all. We're just letting it do its thing. I'm at 6 inches on each loop. Come to the center and twist. Hold that with 2 fingers in the middle while you're separating out the loops. Bring that back to the center. 6 inches. So right now I've got 2 loops at 6 inches on either side. And I got 2 tails at 20 inches. Grab my scissors. Just cut this straight off. You can't dovetail it or anything. You just cut it straight. Let it do its thing. Now we're going to come back in with another center piece. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to make this tail about halfway down. Okay, maybe a little bit more, 3/4. I'm going to twist. Now I'm going to make this loop shorter at 5 inches, a whole inch shorter. 5 inches, twist, hold it tight in the center. 5 inches over here, scrunch it down. All right, I'm going to hold these opposite here and just cut those. All right, so this is a 2-1 bow recipe, really easy. And we're going to need a small cable tie for the center and a large one for the back. I prefer, this is an 8-inch cable tie running through the center, and then we've got an 11-inch going to the back. Put that in the center. Look, I even have a leaf. I've got so many oak leaves right now, y'all, from our tree. Separate it out, hold pressure in the middle. It's pollen season over here. Look at this little guy. These were stuck in my wreath because I had them outside. They're trying to pollinate somehow from the leaves. Okay, I separated it all out. I've got great spacing. I love how this ribbon is somewhat, you can kind of, I was going to say translucent, but you can kind of see through to the back. I love that part. Now that's my attachment cable tie. I'm going to get it really tight. Take and just cut that piece off, make it nice and neat. The final step I do on the bow making is I like to add a little piece of ribbon to the center, and this ribbon works just great. Cut about a 12-inch strip, and I take and fold it on itself. So I get it nice and thick in the middle, and then it makes a really nice, clean, neat center. And you're going to see how that cleans it up. Looks really good. And I'm going to do 2 knots in here. Here's one. Well, maybe not. I'm going to try to do 2. I think I got it. 2 knots. Okay, so this is our bow. Now, if you want to be able to change this bow out for seasons, different seasons, use some wire on the back of that bow, and then it's just ready to change out. Now, I like to take and kind of clean up my tails, and just do that by rolling and curling. Okay, just start it. It's a little tricky to start. Start it going. Okay, get a nice curl going. All right, once you're happy with that curl, tack just a wee bit of glue. So scrape the glue off your stick here. Just going to use just a little bit. And that's going to help hold that curl. Okay? Just pat it. Got it? We're going to do that on every one of these because I got to deal with these ends. These ends are a little ornery. Start to curl. Get it a little tighter. I don't like them to be matchy-matchy, so I do one a little longer, one a little shorter. Come in here and get rid of most of the glue off there and then just gently tack it. Watch your fingers. Don't do that with a glue gun. You will burn the tar out of yourself. Make sure your glue is cool enough to touch it. I'm going to rotate that, rotate it, curl it. Okay, so I got a nice curl going. So we're going to do that on every curl. Some of these, I'm curling these all under. You could curl them forward too if you wanted. Okay, just gently tack it. I just found I like the way these curls hold. It looks really cute. I'm going to show you one more trick with this bow after we get it in our piece, okay? And just gently tap it, tap it. Good. Curls are in, but is that bow looking good? All right, put that to the side. Go grab your wreath base because we're ready to bring it back to the star of the show here. All right, and as we talked about before, I'm going to fluff it kind of to the inside. Make sure we've got good coverage everywhere, which we do. This looks great. Now, I'm going to grab my big spray. You're going to need one big spray for this design. You're going to love this because it's just so easy. In this one, we're going to use a gorgeous sunflower. So, find you a big floral spray. We will have the whole supply list for this project. If you want to text us at 832-734-5201, I'll text you out the supply list. But any type of floral you want here, but it needs to be big and bold. So for me, this was just a perfect solution, this gorgeous sunflower spray. Now bend these heads forward. They need to be looking at you, smiling up at you. This is going to run right down the center of the wreath. So I don't need a whole lot of stem here. So I'm going to go right to that. These little indentation parts on floral sprays are for you to cut at. So they help you make nice, clean cuts. So use them. Whenever you see those little lines, use that, okay? Now, I'm going to take in what we call dry fit. So I'm going to put this in without gluing. I'm going to take it, just stick it in here. We're going to dry fit its position. I know I want it to run up pretty much up the center. Right up the center of this wreath. Wait till you see how pretty this is. And simple. Okay, once I'm happy, instead of gluing this, I'm just going to cable tie or wire it. Because once I have this neutral base, guys, I can change this out for every season. I can find me a beautiful poinsettia. Or maybe in early spring, maybe I find some big butterflies that can run right up the center like this. Just so many different options. So instead of gluing this, I'm cable tying one at the top. Okay, and you're going to pull that nice and tight because this is what's going to hold this. And then I'm going to cable tie the other one at the bottom. And I tell you what, if you make the bow neutral enough, it could go with whatever piece you wanted to put in there. So let's say you have a wreath, you put your fancy wreath on your door, but maybe you've got a back porch or something where you want a wreath that could change out, but you don't want to have to invest in a big fancy one or make you a fancy one all the time. Or maybe you're a wreath maker like me and you're always running out of time for your own wreaths. These are so easy to switch out, okay? Those two pieces, it's good to go. It's good to go. Now, I am going to take and put some moss over these to camouflage them. But if you had brown or green cable ties, you probably wouldn't even have to do that. Okay? Now, I'm just going to touch this right to the cable tie. So that way when I have to take this cable tie out and switch it, the moss will just come right off. Okay, so that one's in. Grab your glue strings, guys. Anytime you have one blue merino, you got to get them off there. Okay? Look how pretty. This is so simple. I mean, this is all about easy and convenient today. Okay, we started with that pre-made base. We stretched it a little bit more circular to go on an 18-inch grapevine wreath base, which gave us this really beautiful look. Now we've got these gorgeous sunflowers rocking on here and one spray. Now pull the greenery around to kind of hide any of your mechanics. You ready? Are you ready how easy this is? Now, it's bow time. So the bow, it just tucks in right here. Right here beside. Oh my gosh. And I can attach it to the floral stem if I want it to be right here and be more forward. I think that would look amazing. So instead of putting it all the way down to the grapevine, I'm going to put it up here. And we're just going to attach it to the floral stem. And you know what? When you take this wreath down or you want to change it out, you could absolutely leave this bow attached to the floral and just pop out the stem. And you are good to go. Isn't she super cute? Oh, easy, super cute, very simple. And I know you can do this on your own to any wreath you might already have that's just a pretty base. Just start with a big floral stem up the center, something neutral that can go for any time. This is a classic look that never goes out of style, guys. We are popping out the sunflowers. And you can see all the supplies I have on the table. We're going to make a really cute swag. It's very, very simple and easy. And when you layer all the designs together, it comes out so adorable. So come on in, say hello. I will find your comments so I can definitely say hello to you too. How are you doing from Missouri? Great to see you. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. I'm going to go pull up the comments. Wherever you're watching, if you could do me a favor and like our page, follow, subscribe to notifications, hit that bell icon if you're over on YouTube, that would be fantastic. Okay? So one of the reasons you may want to come hang out with us is I love to floral design. I like to teach you how to do it. I've been doing this 25 years, so I've got a lot of tips and tricks to share with you to make it easier and hopefully take some of the fear out of it for you. I'm not normally live in the mornings, but I wanted to pop in and do a little bonus live this morning to show you some of these beautiful florals that just came in so we can start playing with them. Awesome. Hi, Elizabeth. Good to see you from Kentucky. I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be sending out a text in the next few minutes. So if you would like to get text notifications when we're live, you can text the word live. Just text it to 832-734-5201. Or you can also go to text, T-E-X-T-K-E-L-E-A, textkali.com, and then you can sign up that way. Also, if you're on your mobile device, you can do that anytime. So we're going to talk about what's going into the swag today. We've got a swag base that's pre-made. This is going to work great. It's going to be the foundation for our design. Sunflowers are super hot. They almost sell all year long for us, but also they are super hot for summertime. And they'll sell right up to fall. So always a winner. If you didn't see our charger plate video, we've got that available for you on replay, both on YouTube and Facebook. That is a really fun, cute project. Same kind of design, sunflowers. Now we're going to add a bunch of twigs. These have been my favorite twigs to play with lately because they're a little more delicate. So I've got 3 sprays of these put together. We're going to do that, use those. You need a floral spray for the top of your design, so I'm going to stick with another fun sunflower pick. It's got the matching greenery. It just goes perfectly together. And then you need to pick your ribbon. And so I went with the drama. If you add like the black check in, it just gives you the drama. And this happens to have a beautiful, just perfectly coordinating sunflower. Hi, Pat. Good to see you. Hi, Renee. Hey, Linda. Hi, Donna. I'm so glad you can. Deb, I'm glad you're here. Good morning, Cheryl. Hi, Cindy. So that's it's not a whole lot of supplies. Pretty simple. But the first thing we got to do is prep our base. And this is some of the most tedious thing. If you are in our design school class, y'all, it opens up twice a year. You can get on the wait list if you go over to cleesdesignschool.com. You can get on the wait list for the next time it opens. Right now it's closed for new students. But what we talk about there, and I want to share with you right now, is so important that you shake hands with your materials before you use them. Because in shipping, things get compacted, things get reversed. They're going the wrong way, and I'm really picky with getting the leaves going the right way. So you're going to have to do that first to kind of get this puppy all shaped out the way you want it, get the sunflowers where you want them, and how you want this all to flow down, okay? So once you get a nice flow and you're happy with it, happy with the spacing, sunflowers, then we will work on adding our stem to the top. But I'm going to take a minute and we're going to tie the bow first, because right now, before we get too far, we can decide how long and how many tails we want. And when you're doing your own design, you can tweak it however you want. You can have as many tails or as few as you want. Now, I like a tail for my bow running behind. I am big on depth and dimension, okay? Teaching this all the time. So Depth and dimension means I love to have that in the back because it pulls the eye to the back. And then we'll have another tail on the front too, but I want one in the back. So we know that this will be right where our bow is. So we'll just kind of pull that off to the side and we know, hey, that's how long our tail is going to be. So I'm going to put the swag to the side and hold that while we get our bow maker and we'll knock it out. Hey, good to see you, Patricia. Hi, Trudy. Hey, Deborah. Good to see you today. I hope your Tuesdays are rocking. I thought I'd pop in a little early for some flower time. I know I'm going to see a lot of you guys tonight in design school, and I will see you over in business coaching. So we're going to have a busy evening, but why not come on and have some fun together? Hey, Nadia. Good to see you. Hi, Deb. Okay, so that is our longest length, okay? And that will depend how long you want it. Hi, Stacy. Great to see you. Hi, Jackie. Now, we're going to do our blast off bow. So those of you who, I see a lot of design school students in here who could help, tell everybody what a blast off bow is, okay? Let them know in the comments. Let's go out to 6.5, guys, on this. 6.5 and twist. 6.5 and out here and twist. Oh, thanks, Pat. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it so much. 6.5 out here. Hi, Janet. All right, y'all know on Wednesday nights I'm always making bows. This is a very similar bow. Very good. Deborah says 3, 2, 1, and what she means, we have 3 loops, and then we have 2, and then we have 1. You got it. Beverly, yeah, Beverly, I'll be on live tonight at 6 o'clock. So if you joined up for business coaching, head over to coachkali.com is where you could sign up, and I will see you there tonight at 6 o'clock Central. Those are Central times. Thanks, Deborah. Good job, Tanya, with the 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Pat's got the 3, 2, 1. Stacy says 3 loops on each side. Bottom of the bow, 2 loops on each side in the middle, 1 loop on each side of the top. Nailed it. Yay! Good, Mary, you got the text. Fantastic. So the text message, guys, is nice because it's actually something that I own, and no matter what happens, because sometimes with social media, things get wonky and you can't find us. No matter what happens, you can get in touch with us, okay? And I can get in touch with you. And you always have our email, too. So if you could get on our text list, it's the most beneficial. That way I can get all the free content to you. You won't miss a beat. Now, you can see I'm making this about 6 inches shorter than that last tail, okay? So bring it in about 6 inches shorter, twist. And now we talked about we're going to put 2 loops. Thank you, Linda. Hey, Elizabeth. Yay, yay, yay. So I'm at 6.5, and now I'm at 5.5, okay, with this. We're tying our bow. You guys, if you just got here, we're doing a swag. And y'all know I get started quick. I'm sorry. If I waited for the text to get everybody, I don't have the patience. We visited for a minute, then we got to rock and roll, y'all. Rock and roll for the replay. Okay. 2, so 3 loops, 2 loops. Now we're going to come back with our finished loop. And I don't really want any more tails, so we're going to do a little trick called a bow tie, which is just a loop at the top with no tails. So you just make a loop like this. And it needs to be large enough to get out to 5 inches on either side. So I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I just walk it out till I get it about where I want it. And then I trim it here. How are you, Kim? Great to see you. Hello, bro. Oh, good to see you, Brenda. Georgie, thank you. We're just doing a swag. And this is going to be our drama. All of our drama is going to come from our bow. So this is a blast off with no tails in the center, and we did a bow tie. Super duper cute. All right, let's take that puppy off. Let's take it off. Hey, Carolyn. Yeah, we got to get to it, Jeanette. Got to get to it. We got get in and get it out. Kim, what we're doing a swag, so hang in there. Hang in there. All we've done so far is fluffed out the base, talked about the supplies, and now we're making the bow. So you're perfect. You're going to get to see the construction of the bow. You haven't missed anything. You really haven't. Okay, hold that tight and fluff it out. Yeah, I'm excited. I need to make some more sunflower pieces. Now, a lot of design school students, I see you on here. Y'all's tutorial this week is a daisy. Not necessarily a sunflower, but good enough daisies. Big, bold daisies are great for the summer too. Okay? Yes, awesome. Thank you, Carol. Thank you for spreading the love. I'm sure we're going to be giving away some sweet treats on the text list today. So if you get a text, if you get a notification you want a sweet treat, you will know. You love on us, we love on you. Okay, flip this backward. Now, I'm just going to use check down the middle, same ribbon. And how are we doing over on TikTok? You guys doing good? Good. Glad you're here. Okay. Now I'm going to run this right down the center. Okay. I'm going to try to put that pretty little sunflower right down the middle. Can you see it? You guys see it over here? I'm running it right down the middle. I love that. Hey, Joellen, good to see you. Oh, Sue, you got the BBB. Girl, you get it so quick. Advantage of living close. Nailed. You got it. Yeah, it's pretty. We got some pretty goodies in there. And this week I'm going to work with the BBB box from last month too. So hang tight. Hang tight, and we'll show you how to use that, the last BBB box, and give you some inspiration. Oh, Deborah, this is just 1.5. I didn't tell you all 1.5 in this one. All right, now put this to the side for a moment. We are going to grab our swag base. So we're working with a pre-made base. Look, boom. Now, let's say you're on a budget. You need to fill your craft booth. You don't want to spend a lot. Look, bow swag, done. Bow swag, bow swag, bow swag, done, done. Okay? So pretty. Drama ribbon, beautiful florals. Now, we're going to take it to the next level. I'm going to just step this up just a little bit more. Okay, so put Mr. Bow off to the side for a second. And let's build the top of the swag and get some drama going. I'm glad you love sunflowers. Now, this is a matching pick. It's like more like a spray. It's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to pop that right in here. Okay, you need to leave a little space for the bow, so I'm leaving a zone in here. Bow zone is a no-go zone. Okay, leave it open. Thanks, Marilyn. Oh, yeah, if you need the link for the bow maker, we can get it for you. We have an affiliate link. We don't sell them. We have an affiliate. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it. Hi, Virginia. So these are cable ties, guys. These are used in the electrical department. You can find them at your hardware store. And I'm using these to attach this to the base. Usually a couple just to be extra safe. Now, make sure you're putting them where they'll be nice and camouflaged. If not, you're going to want to glue a leaf or some Spanish moss or something to hide them from the front. I'm not too worried about them from the back, but I want them hidden from the front. Oh, Sue, your stuff's all packed from your move, so now, yes, go get you a wreath, girl. Y'all, one of the nice things about the subscription box, the BBB box, is it's all ready to go. Like, she's got almost everything she needs to make it. At least one, maybe two wreaths, depending how much she puts in there. Okay, so there we go. This is in nice and tight. I can still use the hanger here, and you can see the cable ties a little, but it's not going to be a big deal. Okay, Marilyn, we'll be texting out the entire supply list for this video as soon as we're done. So grab a spot on the text list, and we'll text it all out to you. Here comes the twigs. Now, I like twigs for drama too. You could put the twigs in last, but I prefer to get them in before I have to fight around the bow. So we're going to use what we call our zigzag technique. We're going to put a little out the left and a little out the right. So I'm going to have this one come in, and see how I'm just going to work it right into the base. Oh yeah. So this will be our piece going out to the left. So I'm going to wire that in just a second. Yeah, Dorothy, we sell all of the supplies we're using here today, and we'll get you a link to the supply list shortly, okay? We'll text it out first, and then we'll post it on the website too. Okay, and this one's going to go over on the right side. Okay, I'm just going to slide it in. Needs to come up a little bit higher. So we get some nice twig action. Now you can see how much fun drama that adds. Isn't that fun? 2 twigs going in. Sunflower swag there. And look, all of this is grabbed right on the back right here. And that's even going to create more stability to the whole piece. So grab a cable tie. I'm grabbing both the stems of the twigs up here at the top. So far, I'm only really having to hide this one little area. I know it's hard to see, guys, but that's where everything's getting attached. Okay, just get that nice and tight. I love it. And I'm going to turn it over now and take a look at the back. These, I'm just going to give this a bend down and just kind of let it stay down there. That way it can't be yanked out. So I sell a lot of my stuff in online, or I take it to a craft show or a vendor mall, and I want to make sure that it's going to hold up really well. So I'm going to trim that off. Okay, this longer one, I'll just leave it. So that's all in the back. Yeah, Karen! Twig action! We have our juicy ribbon, our twig action. It's all going down. Okay, and we don't want to leave out the top. The top needs its own twig action. We got the threesome going here with the sunflowers down, the twigs up, and the sunflowers up. I know. I'm a mess. Let's bring this one in. Come on down here. Same, repeat the process here. This one I'm going to kind of use more straight up though. Oh yeah. See how fun that is? Now take and manipulate it around. This is why I like to do this before the ribbon, because then you're going to have to deal with the ribbon too. Okay, flip it back over. Tie that one in. I can still use the hanger. I try not to attach anything where it's going to mess up that hanger, because it's just nice to have that already built in. So come on around here, grab that piece. Let me know if you've tried a swag before like this, where you piece it together. Let me know in the comments. Or are you thinking about trying one? I try to make these pretty easy to where I feel like you can easily do a design. Bend that one up so these can't be pulled out, and then just take and trim it. I'm going to trim this one a little longer. Okay, all good. Twigs are in. Oh my gosh. So earlier it looked really pretty with just a bow, but now we're really stepping it up with the dimension. Now grab the bow we made at the beginning of the video. Watch this puppy come together. Now, if you are not a ribbon person, and believe it or not, guys, there's some people who are not, like an oversized sunflower right here glued into the middle, done. Done. Okay, so you can think of different options. Now, we made this bow at the beginning of the video. This really ties it together so nice. And I always sell swags very well because there's not as much competition out in the general world with swags. There's a lot of wreaths places, not as many swags. So play with them here or there to give it a try. I'm just zip tying this right to the middle. And then we've got to manipulate it. Yay, you learned from me. Awesome. And Karen's done this at Christmas a lot. I love it. I love it. You love my swag? Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, long tail. Remember, we made it to go behind. Pull it behind. Let it be part of the drama in the back. See? Let that go in the back. Grab that long tail. Why am I thinking wormtail from Harry Potter? Words. Words and brain. Now curl these up. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm glad you're here, Linda. You get a break. Okay, y'all, we did it. Let's see how long did that take us. I'm not sure how long. It's not showing me on here how long I've been live with you guys, but not long. It's done. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Are you ready to try a swag like this? Once you get it hung up on your door, you might take and curl a couple of these twigs, let them pop out a little bit more, and bring them towards the foreground. But that's it. That is it, y'all. You guys, we're going to make a really fun door hanger, which we haven't done one of these in quite a while. So I'm very excited about it. Y'all, we are getting ready to notify everyone on our list that we are live. So hold out. Notifications will be going out in just a second. We're trying out a new notification system. So if you're not on it yet, don't worry. You can get on our list at textkelea.com, and we'll be notifying you how to do that. Hi, Tammy. Good to see you. I'm glad you're on. Fantastic. Let me talk a little bit about the supplies we're going to use tonight for this project. First of all, we're starting off with a really pretty sign, okay? And this is a wooden sign, and it says, "A beautiful garden is a work okay, sorry. I know it's reversed on TikTok, but a beautiful garden is a work of the heart," is what it says here, okay? And the beautiful sunflowers are in the background, and we're going to use that as our inspiration for this design. So yesterday on our live sale, we had this gorgeous sunflower, and it's kind of the same color. It's got the yellow and the orange combination. So it's a perfect mix for us to use in there. You're going to need a couple little pieces of floral foam. We're going to use that to secure to our base. Now, I want to show you the greenery we're going to use, because we want to get, this is a really pretty wispy look on here, and we want to utilize that too in our design. I'm going to pull up you guys' comments and see if they're working. My iPad had died, and let's see if I can respond to you as well. But then I picked out, y'all, a yellow filler flower with a beautiful muted green. Oh gosh, I love this. So this is yellow. It's going to pull the yellow and the orange combination out of the sunflower, and I've got a little bit in the background right here. Perfect, you guys. I see y'all. So that's going to be our filler. Hey, David, good to see you. Hey, Sheila. Okay, I've got to have a twig, because, you know, we got to have twigs everywhere we go. And the other thing I'm going to use is our gorgeous fishtail fern. We're going to use that for our greenery, just because I want it super wispy. All right, so those are our supplies we're going to use. Oh, and we made the bow on Bow Wednesday. Good to see you, Kim. Good to see you, Teresa. Hey, Loretta. Jeanette's checking in from North Carolina. Look how pretty this one is. Thank you for the share. You're awesome. This is a beautiful sunflower ribbon we mixed in that jute. So if you missed that on Wednesday, you guys, if you need the link to our other videos, let us know. They're up on YouTube and Facebook for replay. If you're watching on TikTok, you can go check the replays there. Okay, so let's get going. Hey guys, I love you too, Heidi. Yay, spreading the love. I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. We have been. It's been a busy day around here. Like every day, but super busy. Okay, so this already has a hanger on the back, a sawtooth hanger right in the center. So when you're going to design this type of piece, you need to think about the weight, because you can't put a bunch of weight on the left and not balance it off on the right. I hope that makes sense, or it'll just be, yeah, not what you thought, because it's going to be tricky to hang. Hi, Susan. Glad you're here. So I like to use a little Gorilla Glue on here. And we're going to go opposites. Gorilla Glue, I usually just take and mix that with a little hot glue on top. And basically the hot glue will set it up first, and then the Gorilla Glue will hold it for the long term. Okay, Brenda, fantastic. Hey, Casey. Good. We're getting it down. Thank you so much. So here's my little electric skillet. Can you guys see it on TikTok? Let me bring it a little closer. It's an electric skillet with hot glue in it. And I don't pull triggers on glue guns, because I do this for a living, so you'll see me always gluing and making things. So I don't pull any triggers because of a couple of hand surgeries I have. So I'll just use hot glue, and I'll attach this and dip it into my glue pot, okay? And you can take and scrape that off on the edge to get any excess off. But you do want quite a bit to hold it in place. Hi, Pat! Yay, Heidi! Oh, great. You just keep practicing. You'll get them. You will get them. All right, I squeezed a little bit too much glue on this one. So let me grab some moss. Anytime I have glue like overflowing the edge, I can grab it with moss, hopefully, before it hits the table. You better not hit my table, buddy. Look, I got to hold it at an angle. Nope. I should have scraped a little more off, y'all. No, you're not hitting my table. I'm talking to this glue about to drip down. Sorry if we're out of camera. Give me a second. I'll be back in a second. Ha ha! You little dripper. Not getting on my pretty white table. Alright, we got it. So I use Spanish moss, guys, to cover glue and mechanics especially when it's hot. All right, so those are in. So the main key here, the big takeaway from that part is opposite on that weight distribution. Because once you hang it, if it's too heavy on one side, you know what's going to happen. So let's get going with a little greenery in that background. Y'all, and if you are brand new, please say hello and welcome, of course. If we've never met before, I'm Kali, and I teach floral design. I've taught to thousands of ladies and gentlemen, and I appreciate all of you being here. This is my passion, what I love to do. I only work with silk flowers. I've been doing it 25 years, and done it for full time after being a teacher. I think for 17 now, a long, long time. So I enjoy it very, very much. Now, down here we're going to have a bow, so I know I'm going to want some greenery coming out from behind the bow. Hold your foam, because we just put it in there and it's going to be a little slippery until it sets up. Don't drip, Pat, don't drip. Hey, Minion from Ontario, good to see you. Married to a fellow Canadian who's now pretty much a Texan. Hi, Jody. I'm glad you're here. You too. Hey, Melody. So I've got a couple pieces down here. Let's put a third piece kind of in the center. So I've got like a little bit of greenery action going here. I'm glad you like my filler flowers. Awesome. They're going to be so pretty on here. Hey, Carol. Okay, now let's put a little bit of greenery up here. A couple of pieces in just to get kind of started. And I'm going to go opposite. What I do in the top, what I'm going to do on the bottom. Okay, so they're going to be pretty matchy on this design as far as the florals go. Oops, I went right through the foam. I'll just cut that off. Okay, pretty good. I'm going to reserve a couple pieces of greenery we'll bring back in a minute. Oh my gosh, hey Dallas. I'm glad you're here. Sherry says, I'm new. I found you today and watched some of your videos. Oh, awesome, Sherry. So glad you're here. I love it. I'm so glad you're here, y'all. You know, you can always get on our text list at textkali.com, and we will let you know where we're at. And we'll get you on our notifications so you can see what we've got new, what we've got going. I hope I do inspire you. I'm so excited that I do, because that's what I want you to play with flowers, real flowers, fake flowers, play in your garden. Whatever it is, decorate for the season. You know, have fun. This is what a lot of us in this community love to do. Okay, this filler flower bush has got a beautiful greenery into it. It's got like a Dusty Miller type leaf in here and some rosemary type that's really frosted and gorgeous. So when you tear them, they're really easy to work with. And once again, I talked earlier about pulling triggers and cutting. Because of overuse of my hands, I've had to have a couple surgeries. So I'm really try not to cut a whole lot, just minimal. So you'll see me tear bushes apart if I can, okay? All right. Yes, good, good, good. Hi, Kim. Hi, Dee Dee. Thanks, Cass. So glad you're here. You guys are so sweet welcoming the newbies. We are so happy you're here. Now, bow is going down here. I know I'm going to put some sunflowers up there. Let's take a second. I don't think we're going to use all the sunflowers, but let's get a few pieces of filler in here and go in. Oh my gosh, Heidi says, I watch 4 hours a day of you. Awesome, Heidi. Awesome. Heidi's like, I am all in. I love it. Now, I don't mind this kind of covering the design. I call this like breaking the plane of the design. I like layers, and you'll see me cover up letters and words and have things come in front of other things, because I'm always talking about those 2Ds. And no, it ain't anything dirty. It's depth and dimension, y'all. Depth and dimension. Depth and dimension means more money for your work in the long run when you sell your pieces. So I want you to always keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to use 3 filler flowers at the bottom. At the top, and we're just going to use 1 at the bottom. So I'm going to put that in my leftover pile here. So if you ever see me design, you're going to see I keep a few pieces from each piece off to the side, because we'll want to embellish around some other sections of the design when we get to that point. So let's put this one at the top. And I'll just kind of, I'm going to go into the middle of the foam and just kind of overlap it just a little bit right there. Okay, cute. And that's got the pretty yellow. Now, let's get in here with some of the sunflower bush. So this is that gorgeous bush. It's got a mix of textures. Rhonda, I'm glad you're here too. It's been a while since you've tuned in. Well, I'm glad you're here tonight. That's awesome. You guys are always welcome back. I know sometimes you may not be hot and heavy. Life gets in the way, but when you're ready to come back, we are here. Now, this bush has gorgeous leaves, but they're kind of large scale for our design. So never be afraid to just trim them off and save them for something else. These are such a beautiful size and frosted leaf. I'm going to keep these because these are going to be great fillers for something else. Heidi says, and I want to praise your staff and you. With any questions, I've always got the response. Oh, I love it. This is awesome. We work really hard to have a great team who helps one another and supports you guys no matter what part of your journey you're in. Beginner all the way to expert, or just, you know, you're here for the inspiration. We're here for you. Okay, check it out. I've got some different sizes. I'm going to cut those fairly short. Now, let's put the bow in just to take a look at that. Right, Casey, you've got the bag of leaves? Yes, ma'am. We can't get rid of them. Here's our bow. And this is our what you call the blast off bow. Okay. So 3, 2, 1. We did a little bit different technique with more tails yesterday on Bow Wednesday, but it's going to be going right here. Okay. It'll be going at the edge and popping in. So I think a couple of sunflowers, 2 down here would be fine. Let's see how many we get total. So if we could use down here at the bottom, maybe we use 2 of the medium ones and we keep the others, including the not open ones, for the top. So let's see. Let me cut these off fairly short. We're going to have all these heads short to the base. Hi, Danae. Good to see you from Beaumont, my neighbor over here. You guys, we are in Houston area. I live in Sugar Land, not so far from Beaumont for sure. Okay, I've got my leaves going over here to the side. Let me cut these off. And let's figure out our distribution. I personally don't like to have a whole lot left over after projects. I find it easier just to work them in, and then I don't have a bunch laying around later. To me, it's worth it. Now, if I know I can get a complete other project out of it, that's different. I will hold it. Oh gosh, this is looking cute already. So this is the largest sunflower. I'm thinking about putting it in the middle. Having maybe this one come out to the side. I'm just laying them here. They're not going into the foam yet. Anita, thank you. Here's just a green, not open sunflower, okay? And this is a larger one. I'm thinking about putting a larger one down here. How about the little partial open one there? I'm just sticking them. Just sticking. And then let's put this one on this side. I think that would work. Okay, so that'll be our plan right now. So let's get it going on. So we can kind of lay it out. Joan is checking in from South Carolina. Your aunt said to say hello? Well, hello. Danae, what is your aunt's name? Like, we can't be just saying, hello, Auntie. We can say that. But if she wants a shout out, be happy to give her one. We're just playing with flowers and having a good time. I'm trimming these all down short right now because we're going to use these kind of like the bow in there. Y'all, and we will have a whole supply list for this project on Khalees.com. When you go to Khalees.com, you'll click on supply list and it'll be right there just as soon as this video is done. Okay, the biggest one's going in. I've got it angled down slightly. Kim, can you believe how perfect that bow is? Hey, Peggy. How are you doing, Diane? Good to see you. So 1, 2, let's put the third one up at the top. All right, right in here. That's looking pretty good. Let me slide this down. We got a nice little cluster because we have no bow up here. Now, if you want to go, let's say you want to cut the budget back, you could do 2 bows. Or if you are in an area that's a no-zo bow, there are parts of the country who do not want ribbon. Younger generation is really not into ribbon either. You could do tighten this up a little bit, and you could use 1 flower bush to make this work on both sides, okay? Oh, thank you. Hi, Peggy. Hey, Mary. Thank you, Sue. Good to see you. You have been making some gorgeous stuff lately, Sue. As always. Hello, Miss Minnie Johnson. Good to see you. We're so happy you're hanging out with us tonight. Okay, we got a nice cluster so we got a mix of like a little bit of orange and a little bit of yellow going, like a nice combo. Okay, let's go ahead and put our bow in down here. Hey, Irene. Hey, Bonnie. It's in Green Magnolia and it's hot. Did you guys get, you didn't get any rain. Dang it, Bonnie. And it was so nice and cool here in Houston today. I was hoping maybe you'd get some. We didn't get any either, but you know, it was 81 and that was like wonderful. So when we make these bows, guys, we have the cable tie in the back. But in this situation, I'm going to be pushing it to the foam, so we're going to switch that out to a floral pin. Hey, Anna, good to see you. The knee's doing good. Knee is doing good, recovering very well. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Kaya. Miss Moo is in the garage with us. She took a big nappy nap. Don't worry, I let Nicole know. She knows. You're all good. Don't worry about it right now. We'll do it tomorrow.
We're starting on the,
I'm live with just everybody right now.
me and Dad are starting, but we already finished the small drawers, like the small little things.
Okay, good. We'll do it tomorrow, Kaya.
Like hanging up. Yeah.
Oh, Kaya's working on her room right now, and she has got a shelf, guys, from IKEA they're putting together. I put glue on this. We're going to put this right into the foam. Good job, Kaya. All right, so the bow's going in. It's at an angle. Crazy, no bow? Yeah, those people have the no bow. Hard to believe. Oh my gosh. Some people don't like ribbon. Yeah, they don't. Georgie telling Moo hello. Thank you so much. We're going to trim down these two just a little shorter because I'm going to have these come in. David's close in Dyer, Tennessee. Oh, cool. Now, I'm going to put the unopened bloom, I think, down. And I'm kind of angling these to hold and cover up a bunch of that foam. Really cover it up, because then that's less moss I've got to come put in later. Oh, gosh, that's super cute. We got nice angles on this one tonight. We got a big, beautiful sunflower. Right, they love bow, Mary? Or they're no bow? Joellen, all this stuff's available on Cleese.com. So we'll have a link for you. The sign, the florals, everything. Okay. Now, I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. My physical therapy has been going really well. I feel a lot better since I got my booster shot the other day I was telling y'all about, and I just felt kind of crummy for a day, but I feel a lot better today. All right, now go back and grab the florals that we have left, okay? And we're going to take these and work in around this cluster up here. I feel like the bottom's pretty good. We might just add a little bit of filler flower down there. And what I'm going to do down here is we're going to add a little bit of this yellow. So just take and get a little glue on it. Come on right up in here. And push it in. There you go. And then put a little bit on the other side. You're loving it? Good, good, good. Okay. Let's put a little bit over here. And if you guys haven't worked with sunflowers before, they work great as transition pieces for people's homes that go from summer into fall. So they can leave this up early fall until they're ready to do maybe a little bit more for Halloween or like really pop the pumpkins out. But this would be gorgeous with pumpkins just sitting on the porch right with it. There's no need to, you know, go great together. It would be one of those things in addition to, you know, they could leave it up. Okay, now let me grab these, and we're going to work a little bit in tighter to the base. So this is a piece of that little fun rosemary. We'll just put a little glue on it. Now, I don't quite have enough pieces left, but I don't want to cut up and add more. So what I'm going to do is you're going to see me just cut a few pieces out of these clusters, and we're just going to have them a little bit shorter into the base. Okay, I'm going to do that all the way around. This is kind of like a little detail work. Take a few of the pieces that are working way out, trim them, and kind of have them work in coming out of the flowers. And don't worry, we're going to have twigs too, but we're just starting. Oh, hey lady. Thanks, Joellen. Thank you, Lori. I'm glad you're enjoying it. We've still got to get twigs in a few minutes, but we're starting with a little bit more of the greenery and the filler in here. So I'm going to push that into the foam and make sure you got a little bend on it. Oh, I just heard thunder. Whatever. Thought we'd missed our opportunity. Hi, Triple D. Girl, I know that boot needs a shower. I do. Oh, it might be fireworks, guys. That may be fireworks I'm hearing. Somebody might have been out shopping and got fireworks already. Okay. Oh, that's so pretty. We have this just cupped just perfect in here. I'm going to take and cut this one a little shorter, and we'll put it more into the base. Yeah, we'll have the whole supply list for the project. It'll be on Khalees.com, and then you'll just click supply list, and it'll be the newest one right there, okay? You're just going to go off the home page. All right, Sue, I'm glad you're here. How exciting. Okay, let's get a little bit more of this piece. I'm going to break this one down to 2 pieces, and we'll just fill it right in. All right, then we're going to do some twigs, because on this design that's on the board, there are beautiful twigs coming down. So I'd love to take that look out to the front. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, doesn't it look great where the sign just matches the flowers just perfectly like that? I love that. Let's have that come out. Thanks, Danae. Thank you, Peggy. I'm glad you guys are liking it. Okay, so I'm happy with it filled in. I will look from underneath. Anywhere that you can see foam, we'll pop in some moss later. And you might even want to hang it when you get to that point. Okay, now let's take these and trim them. And let's see where we can add these. Now these are those fully wired twigs, which makes me so happy. Yeah, Bonnie, you can do that anytime. Just trim some and sneak it back. I usually just take something from the back just to keep, just kind of fill it in a little bit. Because I like things super wispy, but sometimes we need to take and, you know, come back a little bit. I'm glad. Try that. Okay, let's take and curl these up. Let's do a few curls. So if you can get twigs that are fully wired to the tip, this is so fun. Yes, just check out the links in the descriptions on the posts. They always have what you guys need. Whether you're watching on YouTube or wherever you're watching, Facebook, TikTok, they have exactly what you need. Okay, let's start off at the top. Now, see this gorgeous brown? It's the same color as the board. Boom. That's so fun. Laura, what are we doing this weekend? I know this is not going to sound exciting. We're W-O-R-K-I-N-G. Because we are going to be out of town in August, and there's a lot that has to be done to be gone for our trip to, we'll be heading up to Ontario to visit family. Oh gosh, I love that in there. So you have to get really ahead. So I have to film a lot of videos, and also we have all the new shelving that's arrived at the warehouse that has to get up. So It's kind of exciting. That's kind of fun work too. But hopefully it just stays nice and cool. Danae says, how you love it when I add twigs? Oh my gosh, yeah, I always love twigs. Y'all should watch my TikToks about twigs. I put crazy, like, you know, crazy music to them, like I'm rocking out with my twigs. All right, I got a nice chunk of twigs up here. Oh gosh, those are killer. Now let's get in here and do some at the bottom. I'm feeling it. We're gonna curl these. I love when I can control the curl. Kim, it'll be a really nice trip. Yes, it will. I'm gonna go see my father-in-law and mother-in-law and all of my cousins and that. It would be just lovely. Ooh, look at that one. So yes, we are working. I'm sure we'll try to mix in some pool time or something like that to relax a little. Let's go in here. Just kind of under the bow popping out. I want to make sure I'm going into that foam really nice. Oh my gosh, that's pretty. Let's have that kind of cruise out from the bow here. And you can stretch those out. And this is going to go down there. Dallas, you learned something again tonight? Yay! Good, good, good. I love that you learned something, and I hope that I inspire you to play with something different that you've never done. And thank you guys who shop with us and support us that way. You know, when you shop with a small business owner, it allows me to still do content like this. That is free for you to watch. And we appreciate your business because it lets us continue to show you how to use these beautiful things and sell them. And whether that's one roll of $5 ribbon or it's a big, massive order to make a big, fancy project, I want you to know we always appreciate you. Look at this. Stunning, y'all. It's really gorgeous. You guys get a good look at it. I know the words are backwards for you guys on TikTok, but it is, oh, my ribbon went around my calycine. It turned out really, really, really gorgeous. And it's not that difficult to make. Just find some gorgeous florals, a beautiful sign, and just take your inspiration from that background and you can rock it out. Tip number one, if you are a seller, these kind of pieces are so valuable in your shop because what they do is they stock your shop with items that can sell multiple seasons. And we're going to use a beautiful bow combo that's going to really accent this whole look. So the first thing we need for this design is we need a killer greenery. And this is your tip number two. I'm going to pull in a greenery that has a touch of these pretty colors so that it allows me to bring in a little bit more muted tones for fall. Then I want to have a gorgeous sunflower, and I picked this one out because of the petal. It's got a beautiful petal and it's got a beautiful deep center. Then you need a filler flower to keep it super easy recipe. And that, when you use it in a piece, it gives you that baby's breath vibe that is so popular. It's that little bitty micro flower. You're going to want to take your eucalyptus and start to set out your perimeter of the design. And the way I want to do that is I'm going to take all of these pieces and start to shape up our base. Y'all, if you love the way I'm teaching today, you've got to come join us in design school. I teach designing step by step. So not only can you make your own wreaths for your home, but you can learn the process over and over so you can have beautiful pieces that you can decorate with. And then if you ever want to sell them, I'm going to teach you how to do that as well and take your projects to the next level. We've got business coaching also where we are ready to help you. So let us know if you need the links for any of that. We're happy to assist you in getting all the info you want. So you're going to cut down each of these stems and start to create your what we call perimeter on the design. So that means how far these pieces are going to go out. Now I'm going to have 2 bows on this one. So it's going to be a party with 2 bows. Now these stems come in what we call perfect placement. So they already have a great triangle placement set up when you put one of these stems in. So that saves us a step. So sometimes when you're shopping a little bit higher end products, the product placement when the product is even made is better than some of the big box stores or the cheaper discount stores. They are about value, where our products are about quality, and the higher quality and the better design structure immediately you're getting. So these are so great that they have perfect placement. So look at that. Look for that in pieces that you purchase, whether it's from us on Cleese.com or somewhere else you're shopping, that's what you're wanting to look for. And we encourage you to support smaller retailers who are just out trying to provide good quality content and supplies to you guys. Hello, Marinos. I love to support our floral community. Let's put a couple more up here to continue to build out the perimeter. I'm going to use 4 of these on the top here, and then we'll use 2 on the bottom of our design, and I'll explain that to you in just a second. Make sure you shake hands with these, just like we would in design school. We're spacing them out, and I'm cutting off most of the stem, and I'm going to bring this one in also. So I'm manipulating them all so they have a little bit of movement. That is so important. You got to have movement because you got to have direction and design and flowing and all of that. That's the movement. That's why you want these to be so nicely wired and really rocking out your design. Isn't that pretty so far? Okay. Anywhere I can see my glue, I'm putting that moss on before it even gets hot. Now I'm kind of thinking the midline of this design is going to be right here in the center, right here. Okay. So that means my second cluster is going to go on this side over here. So we're going to go ahead and set out that perimeter right now with this greenery as well. So if you need the supply list, it's available on Cleese.com. You can just text us at 832-734-5201. Just text us the word supply and it'll shoot you the supply list. Gives you a link to the most recent supply list, so just scroll down. But we've got our website set up to just rock out information to you. If you're watching in the middle of the night, you don't have to wait for a response to an email. You can just text us. If you use the right keyword, it'll just send you the info you need, and we're always updating those links. So I went high and low over here. We've got these great spaces going on. What we're doing is we're creating 2 transition points here. So they're gonna work opposite each other, and our midline of our wreath is coming right down here. So our bows are gonna go into those 2 bow zones in just a little bit. So now it's time to really get those gorgeous sunflowers in and start to utilize them into our design. So I'm going to take, and we need to push the leaves up a little bit closer to the heads. So you've got to pull those little leaves up. And then the stems, usually, you know, on something that's fairly wispy, I'm good with leaving the stems about 4 or 5 inches long. That's fine. So just take and cut down that whole bush. We're going to start with the first bush. Now, every time you do this, you have to kind of sort your bush. So we're going to have to sort your bush. I said it. Sort it. So we're going to trim this one off too to about 5 inches, and then what we're going to do is sort out each flower so we get all the flowers that go together. Basically, we're matching up heights is what we're doing. Now, we're going to start off with the longest stems. So as you're sorting it, pull these long girls out, because those we're going to want kind of at our longest points shooting out into the eucalyptus. Okay, so I'm looking for all the really tall ones. Here they are, and we're going to use those to go between. Start to get some spacing. You want to give it a twirl in that swirl of that glue and get a good amount of glue on here. And then a big pet peeve of mine is that the leaves need to face forward. So take some time, spin those around, get that head popping forward. Really important. Now I can see a whole lot of glue here. It's not pretty. That's okay. We use our Spanish moss to fill in there. All right, now we're going to come below. If you did it on the top, you're going to do it on the bottom. Same thing, rotate the leaves forward. We don't want to see the backs of those leaves, we want to see the front. The head needs to come forward also. Let her just kind of poke up and say, hello, good to see you. Over here. And I'm going to put her just right in here between these eucalyptus. Okay, and I want to feel it go tight between 2 pieces of the grapevine. Once it does that, then I'm going to go ahead and add my Spanish moss. And I just make a little ball of it and just go on that little piece of glue. You can use more if you're trying to keep it from sliding around, but on these, they're sitting in there pretty good. Just a little bit of work. So now we're going to work on either side of the eucalyptus, still with the long one. So I'm going to go back to the top, and we're going to go right in here. Beautiful. Rotate the leaves around. We want to see the fronts of them, not the backs. Get the head looking forward. And we're going to use this, these flowers in mass. Like, we want these to be like loaded in here. So we're starting out at the perimeter of the design, but we're going to work our way back in. We're going to work back in. All right, come into the middle. Now right in here. Yeah, pop her in. And she's going to look up and be happy, happy, happy. All right, and now my moss is coming in. Okay, 2 and 2. If we're doing it on the top, we're doing it on the bottom. Just pretend like there's a mirror right here running through the middle, and you're just going to repeat what you're doing on the top on the bottom. And I'm still going to grab these longer pieces. And then after this next 2 go in, we can start to go with some shorter ones. No problem. Okay, I'm going to go in right here. And make sure you're not going through the back. You want to make sure you bend that stem and it's going into the grapevine. We don't want to scratch people's doors. No, no, no. We don't. We got to protect their doors. Make sure that is going into the grapevine. All right, beautiful. And now we're going to bring our third one down here at the bottom. I'm going to go a little bit more to the outside. Actually, we could just go to the inside. We can continue to do what we were just doing. So right here, a little bit more inside. Mirror it exactly. Watch, you gotta watch out. I'll go rogue sometimes. Sometimes I go rogue. Rogue. Now I'm gonna put this moss in here. So we've got 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Now we're gonna work our way back to the center. We're still gonna keep filling into the middle. So I'm gonna take any of the shorter guys now. Like if I have a longer one, we'll save that for the bottom. We're gonna take these shorties. See how the stem's a lot shorter? We're gonna use those next. So now I'm gonna take and work on the outside. Come on in here. Now we don't have to get too tight to the center because remember, we have what we're calling a bow zone. There's a bow going in here. So we have to leave like a little void in there. So you've got to think about that too as you're putting these in. Hey, I'm putting a big beautiful bow in here in a minute. No, it's no need to fill it in whatsoever. Here comes some moss here, and then let's put some moss at the bottom. Isn't that gorgeous? Just like that. Okay, and then how about right in the middle at the top? I just trimmed that one down a little bit more. So this will give us 5 flowers at the top, okay? And down here we have 4, so we need 1 more in the middle, and we'll have 5 as well. Isn't it looking good already? We're just getting going, and it's looking so good. All right, we're gonna come in the middle. Right in there. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Now let's come and work in the zone down here that is kind of in the second bow zone, okay, right in here. So that means I'm gonna need some flowers above and some below. So the same concept is gonna happen now. I'm gonna rotate my leaves around, get my flower looking pretty. And I'll put this first one right back here. It's another opportunity to be smiling up here, you beautiful sunflower. Can you see how pretty this is gonna be on your door in the summer? It's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, and let's come out to the right. And then I need to get a little Spanish moss in there. We got a little bit of glue showing from the first one. Let's get that covered. The same pattern up here, we're gonna just flip it, mirror it right down here. Same thing. And the reason we do that is because we call those transition points, and they're a crucial part of design. They're important to control the flow. And yeah, we go with the flow, but it's important that we control how the eye is seeing what we're putting in. You see how that flower is kind of drooping as the glue is kind of can't really hold it yet because it's too hot? That's what you use Spanish moss for. I am going to use that in there right now, so I immediately control the head. The head's going to sit up and look really pretty. When you're sunflower designing, you have so much more control, and like a florist has to work so hard to add all kinds of things to their florals to make them do what they want them to do, and it's just so much respect for them and all the preparation they have to do. So when you work with artificial florals, yes, they're expensive, but the things they have built into them and the beautiful colors and patterns and things you can get now, are amazing and really make it worth it in the long run of how you're able to diversify your collection and make some gorgeous pieces for yourself. Okay, we've got 2 here and 2 here. We're gonna get 3. We're gonna work for 3 in each section. So I'm gonna trim this one and get it a little shorter. Now I want this one to go on the side. I'm gonna put it in and just give that a little bend. And then 1 more at the bottom. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let's go a little bit longer. So I'm gonna pick out a little longer one. But I love how we have the 2 greeneries in here mixing so nicely together. That just makes your eye think, oh, it's transitioning a little into fall. And that just goes so great. Can you see this with scarecrows? In the summertime, you've got this rocked in with your sunshine. You've got your black and white check cushions on the porch. And then you pop it into, now we got the scarecrow out. We got the bales of hay. Not the hails of bay, but the bales of hay. You got those out, and it's just gonna transition so nicely. Okay, I've got a few sunflowers left, and I'm gonna just put those to the side. We might want to add in a couple more in a little bit, but I want you to see how good it's looking. Nice shape. And we're gonna rotate it a little bit over. Our midline is gonna run right beside the bottom bow, and the bows are gonna work opposite. So keep that in mind when you're creating this and leave those bow zones nice and big. Guess what it is? Twig time. It's twig time. But we're using a filler flower as our twig. One of my favorite pieces. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is pretty plasticky. It's kind of cringy when you first look at it, but when you use it in your piece, you're gonna be so excited about it. I love it in the pieces I use it in. So we don't need to cut these super long because this is just on a 14-inch wreath base. So just gonna cut a couple inches below. And we're gonna do that with both bushes here. Okay, just a couple of inches below the stem. And we're ready to put these twigs in. They're 2 for 1. They're a twig filler flower. And that's gonna make them so fun. Now I'm gonna give you a tip. When I put these in, I don't want them to ever look like goalposts. Like, we do not want field goals. No. No field goals, no 3-pointer signs. If you're doing basketball, we want these to be staggered. So you'll want one higher, one lower. So I'm gonna put one in, and then we'll put the other one a little higher or a little lower. And so here comes my first one, okay? She's in. Now I can go higher or lower. So I'm gonna go a little bit lower right here. So just a little bit shorter than the other one, okay? Sometimes that means you cut it, but in this case, we call it piggyback because we're not gonna cut it, we're just gonna come down a little when I place it in. So they're both in the same plane, they're working together, but one's higher, one's lower. Really important for the finished look of your design. All right, let's keep putting them in. That's number 1. You still have to cover up any glue with moss. Just little balls of it here, and just wad it up, press it on. You don't burn yourself or anything, you're just putting it on. All right, let's put our next one in. And I'm gonna grab it first. Now this one, I'm gonna come through here, right through here. So I might give it just a slight bend, just a little. We'll put our first one in. And I'm swirling that in my glue pot. Come down here, and we're gonna push it into the line. Y'all, 26 years doing this now. It is my passion. I love to create floral designs, and I've worked a lifetime to get my business where it is, and be able to absolutely do my passion is a pleasure and a joy and a dream, and I could not do it without you being here. So thank you so much for being here and supporting our page. Wherever you're watching, you are priceless to us and my family. So a little higher, a little lower. Same thing, piggybacking. Now let's put one kind of coming out the middle. And this one we can kind of keep straight. We don't really have to curve it. I'm gonna put the first one out long. And I watch my leaves, I pull those out of the way. And I want it to be kind of bridging the gap between those greeneries. Greenery, greenery, bridge the gap. We're gonna put one in a little shorter. So right in this zone would be great. Come a little shorter, I'm gonna give it a little bend. The reason you'll see me give things bent is because it's that depth and dimension. I say it all the time. Depth and dimension means more money when you're selling your work. So keep working on that. Flat means less money. Depth and dimension, more money. Okay? And when I say depth and dimension, I want you to see how far that's coming off the wreath? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Depth and dimension means money for you in your pocket. All right, let's come down to the bottom, repeat that process. That looks really pretty. Let's go over here. I'm gonna put the first one in and we're gonna piggyback number 2. A little bit of a curve maybe. A little bit of a curve. Number 2. And I am trying to be mindful of my bow zone here. Trying not to get too deep into it. If you struggle with that, you can go ahead and put your bow in before you put these in. That'd be fine. I hate fluffing my bow 6 times because I get in here and I'm shoving and stuff, you know, around the bow. So that's why I do it later. Totally fine if you want to do it now. And I haven't always done things the way I do it now. I have like a ADD when it comes to designing. I know what I want. I'm going to get it done now. And I want it to come together really quickly. So some things I do are a little bit not how you do them when you're beginning, and that's okay. Another thing I do is you're going to see me glue everything as I'm putting it in, but it's totally fine if you are still at the phase where you need to make sure that you're happy with its placement before you do that. That would be fine. You could just stick it in, come back and glue it. Absolutely fine. Okay, so I've got these 2 in, so 1, 2 there, 1, 2 there, and now I'm ready for my third one to come around the middle. I do need to swoop this one up more because I don't want to overlap too much with my secondary bow zone. And I come up here, make these girls sit up pretty, and then put this down here. There you go. Tuck it in, tuck it in. Oh, look at that. Beautiful, and I'm going to kick this up. Okay, one more. Okay, so we really rocked this out. Can you see how effective a filler flower is? And I told you, there's nothing wrong with this one. It's super plasticky, but it doesn't matter. It's effective in this design. That's why I keep carrying this one, because it's kind of surprising how good it looks in pieces, and it holds up great because it's pretty weather resistant. Okay, now we gotta put a few down here, and we're gonna go with a little less filler flower down here. So we're gonna have 2 per section, and they're gonna kind of just go out pretty long. So I'm just gonna take and swoop them just down just a little bit to bring the eye just a little bit down. And this is how you're gonna be seeing this wreath to be more centered bow. So here comes my first one. So I'm gonna take and bring it right here from where the bow is gonna be. Just gonna kind of tuck it in pretty, and I want it to kind of swoop down. Okay. And my second one in that spot, same thing. I'm gonna have it go a little bit lower than that one. And see how we're giving it lots of motion, and it's letting all those pieces stick up. Yes. The detail you can put into your work simply by fluffing out the quality pieces you're purchasing from Police.com and using, you can just add so much little detail that you cannot get from a big box store, because their florals are made to be a little more cost effective, and when they are, they just leave out some of the wires and things because that keeps the price down, and that unfortunately limits you on what you can do with it and how it's going to look the next season. Because I was kind of shocked and amazed that it didn't hold up as well as I thought they would. It had been a while since I had bought some stuff from one of the big craft stores, and I was kind of surprised how difficult it really was to work with compared to our stuff. And some of that's because I've been doing this so long. I know what to buy, I know what to pick out, I know what to carry, I know it's going to be easy to work with. You'll never see me use a pick maker. I don't believe in those. I haven't used one of those probably in 10 years, maybe longer, 15 years, because it was too much work to always be fixing them and dealing with them. So I learned if I just buy things that are better wired from the beginning, I don't need the pick maker. I don't need to add picks to things. I can just buy things, and I learn how to cut and break up bushes. All that kind of stuff I teach in design school, so your money goes further on quality products. Okay, we got our 2 bow zones ready. We're gonna put our first bow in here at the bottom. The bow can go one of 2 ways. This is the one with the long tails, and the reason I'm putting this one at the bottom is so that these tails can just flow way down. Look how pretty they are. And I'm gonna put her in right there. Oh my gosh, it looks good already. Oh, whoa. Looks good. So I'm gonna put her in right there. I'm gonna grab, we got a lot going in this zone, so see if you can grab a couple pieces of the grapevine and then pop back through. There's a lot in there, so be patient. And we're gonna pull that in pretty tight there. We left a nice little bow zone. Then I have to come back and cut the end of the cable tie off. That's what I'm doing now. I'm not gonna pull it all the way tight, just medium, okay? Now that one's in. I got a slight angle on this. One of the things I love to teach in design school too is talking about the angles of pieces and how we can have those angles kind of go with or against each other. And you'll notice here, this one's gonna go this way. Now when you get ready to put your other bow in, here it is. This one has the fun tails going up and down. And that one goes in this top part where we use that long bow at the bottom to bring the eye down on the door and really let that bow flow. So this one, I stole that cable tie out of the back because I was taking pictures. This one's going to go in here, and you've got some choices. You can control this creative part of your design. It can go straight like this. That's beautiful to have a straight line and then have this at an angle. And that just kind of flows right there. And you can see there's a little line going down straight between these two and then a line going across. Visually, that looks beautiful. You can match the angle. As in this one's sitting like this, it can sit like this and match it. Really cute too. Isn't that fun? And then finally, you know what else you could do? Go opposite with it. So this way, or this way. You can play with all those options. I think I'm gonna go matching the angle this time and just bring it straight in like that. You can always switch that up to whatever you prefer. This is the creative part of the project, and go to town, have so much fun. I'm gonna bring it around. Actually, you know, all of this is the creative part, but that little simple detail is kind of surprising how effective it can be. All right, we cut off the tail. Now just slide it over. Get it over here into the picture. Yeah, you gotta get it here. I'm gonna let those tails kind of work through the flowers. And look how quickly and cute that came together. Poof out these loops. And look at this. Look at this. Isn't she beautiful? Look at those long tails going down. I mean, she is looking amazing. All right, Blue Merinos, I'm gonna see you next time. We're gonna make something beautiful together. Go have fun with flowers.